I appreciate every last one of you, as we get into another broadcast of Battle for Freedom on Mojo Fiber Radio. Thank you so much for your love and your concerns. My dad, he's still doing well. Just improvement going to. He's just going through therapy right now, and just continue to keep him in prayer. Everyone in Florida, everyone up the East Coast, everyone being devastated by the horrific situation here that's overwhelming us, and we can't get around it. So please do me a favor, share it out with as many people as you possibly can, for the idea that we need to be praying for one another in the midst of these challenging times. I also want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to go to mojo50.com, share it out with as many people as you possibly can. And this is how we get the word out. Appreciate every last one of you. And looks like I'm on all three. So we'll update that later. We'll just go from there. Oddly, so this is a little bit too up close and personal for me, so I'm just getting that a little bit out of the way for me so we can go from there. It's not like I haven't done this before. But the brewing storm, red waves and more, is basically what I want to talk to you about. And the reason why I say this is because of the fact that something's going to happen in a couple months. We're less than a couple months away. We're 6 to 7 weeks away from election time, and honestly, to tell you the truth, this is going to be amazing time for us. And you know what's more amazing than that? American Pride Roasters Coffee, the official coffee of Mojo Fiber Radio. American Pride Roasters Coffee is historically great coffee. And, I'm going to be partial to the Watson's White Chocolate Blend because of the fact that it's just, I love the way it goes. And it is a great experience for all of us if we do American Pride Roasters Coffee. And I'm telling you that if you don't do it, there's something majorly wrong with you. And we need to figure out why you don't want to drink American Pride Roasters Coffee. I have it. Why don't you have it? Just hating. Your haterade. That's the reason why you're just so angry all the time. It's because you're not drinking American Pride Roasters Coffee. Oh my goodness. So we're not going to do Rumble today. We'll do Rumble later. So as we sit here and we watch this, oh my goodness, we're going to have that one. We're going to have this one. If you want to interact, you can go to facebook.com/Mojo5 Radio, not Mojo 5 Radio, Battle for Freedom. Let's see. And Echo all the time. I see Linda and Carrie who's there. I think that the storm has made it all the way up here to Indiana because my brain is not operating on all cylinders. So please forgive me. As my brain is trying to get, just catch up with everything else, all things Watson, who needs to wake up. See, and this is what I don't understand is why I'm telling you technology is going to be very, very fun as we get this thing underway here. I think it's can probably even be better for me just to switch over to, even for this Facebook, move everything over to Rumble and not deal with the complications of trying to communicate with you, have live conversation, and go from there. This is just way too much to fight and deal with. So please do everything you can. Please support our efforts to get everything out. Rumble will be full Rumble next week, and we'll go from there. So, as we sit here and, I did American Pride Roasters Coffee. Can't forget to do New Life Holistic. You're triggered, you're frustrated, you're distracted, a wide variety of ailments that are killing you. Do me a favor, look into New Life Holistic with Anthony Macchiotti and get yourself retuned. Because of the fact that it's about getting you centered right. And he does that not only with the biofeedback therapy, but even on the spiritual side, that he can give you some great wisdom. He can give you some great wisdom and help you understand, get a closer walk with God because of the fact that it's something that we all need. So Lep, hey, thanks for being part of the program. Appreciate you. This is really key as we get here. Let's see. There's one I want to see on this thing here. Oh yeah. Let's see if this thing can work. And yeah, for those of you who aren't aware of the Rumble channel, if you follow me on Rumble Video, go to basically go to rumble.com/C/Battle4Freedom. And that's how you'll be able to get me on Rumble going in the future as we prepare for all this. Just big changes to try and make this a lot easier so you're not struggling to hear what it is that I have to say. So let's get into some of the different things. And thank you for joining Trisha and being part of the program. So first, okay, so here's the reason why I am talking about the idea of a red wave and what could be hitting us. That's what we could be facing going forward, is because of the fact that we are running into this situation where it's not just on the election cycle. And when I say red wave, the red wave isn't just fixated on the idea and concept of conservatives taking control of the Senate or Congress in the midterms. It's actually, red is always symbolic with the idea and concept of anger, frustration, tension, heat, fire, so much more. And a lot of different things are starting to happen and compile. And I'm going to give you all the different stories as we go through here to be better prepared for the worst case scenario, because of the fact that there's just no room for this. People are angry. People are frustrated. People are angry. People are frustrated, and they are tired of the madness and how things have just gotten out of control. We don't want to deal with this anymore. We're watching the corruption. People's lives are being devastated right now as you see this huge storm come in, and people don't know what to do at this particular point. Where was this one here? Yeah. See, because for the longest time we've been told, MAGA people are the greatest threat for us to be worried about, right? Is your greatest threat is you're either black, you're white, you're Christian, you're a male. These are the biggest things that we have to worry about with respect to, where is this? Here it is. Yeah. Yeah, you are white, you're male, you're evil. And you better not be carrying a gun, and you better not be carrying the Bible, because that's one of the other words we can't deal with you on here. So when you look at this article here, that it says that Johns Hopkins, I always get that messed up. Johns Hopkins doctor told the spouse to stop being a coward and to work through the ethical issues to hand over medical information on senior military officers to Russians, the indictment shows. So here it is that you have this Army major and the spouse, that they are, now mind you, was the house broken down for here? Were there 25 agents at the house to basically take someone out? And this is handing over top secret information to the Russians. Critical information to the Russians. This is what they're doing. No big fanfare, no big CNN special, not CNN, C-SPAN specials. No big specials of week on ends of watching court hearings, not court hearings, but just the show like what they did with the January 6ers. No cell phones or anything like that taken away. And what will they end up with? Probably a slap on the hand. Probably a slap on the hand. And here it is. It goes to show you that the corruption, it's happening here. And you guys keep thinking that, oh, no, there's nothing for us to worry about. We need to worry about the MAGA people. These are the greatest threats that we have to worry about. If you're MAGA, you're basically threatening our safety, our security. And I'm telling you this, now here's the thing about it though. Because even though the report says the person's a trans person, and I know a lot of you, or a lot of us right now are celebrating like, yep, see, take them down, can't trust them. This is a moment of humbling for all of us, that we don't get this thing here twisted and get all happy because of the fact that we're excited, that we believe that this is going to be our way of busting all these people who are evil and wicked. Don't sit here celebrating on that, folks, because God is in the process of showing it. God's the one red wave you want to avoid, and it's not God being on any political side, but His wrath and His justice. Looking at what we're doing, look at the way that we're looking at the way that we're behaving. Let's hold us, just this whole idea that we're sitting here thinking that we're in control, and we're not. Thanks, Heidi, for joining and being part of the program. Yeah, Rumble will be available. Rumble will be available tomorrow. Only next week. Sorry. Hey, Curtis, thanks for joining, being part of the program. I'm telling you, right now, a lot of us are celebrating when the other side or the other group or the other party or those people fail. And I'm telling you that we can't sit here celebrating this idea and concept when other people are hurting. We can't. We cannot be celebrating this like we have some kind of victory. God is showing us that we're all messed up. Like I told you, the reason why we're suffering this bad right now is because of the alleged 81 million voters in 2020. We're basically suffering because of them. That they're being shown your side's not better, neither side's better. It's time for you all to humble yourselves before a holy God. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that because of the fact that we keep thinking that we can do this the right way and that God's going to be happy with us. I'm telling you, wake up. Wake up, because of the fact that God is not happy with us. You want to talk about crazy? Bill Clinton. Even Bill Clinton is now saying that there's got to be a limit to how many people are coming across the border. Things are bad when Bill Clinton's actually saying, things are bad when Bill Clinton's saying, we've got an immigration problem. Things. Yeah. The Rumble show will be available next week. Sorry about that. I'm not lying to you. We have a massive immigration problem. And the thing about it is that the people who need to be worried about in those alleged 81 million people. And and here's my thing is, we told you, that they were replacing you. You know how what is it called? The great replacement, of how that whites have talked about their concerns about being replaced. It's not just whites. It's blacks too. It's whites, it's blacks, and I would dare say maybe even some Asians and some Hispanics. They're flooding the border to replace them with the people who are waking up and recognizing, hey, this administration doesn't care about me. See, I'm telling you, the death knell was for the black community. Like I said, they said it in 2021, last year in the spring. You had anti-Asian legislation, hate crime legislation put together. You even had anti-LGBTQ and legislation put together to protect that community. But you still had nothing for blacks. Zero anti-lynching law. Guess what? Bring in the immigrants, because you're going to be losing the black vote. You're going to be losing like there's no tomorrow. Now, granted, there's still going to be some blacks who don't know better. They keep thinking everything is Trump's fault and Republicans' fault and evil rich white men. But guess what the Democrat Party has? Evil rich white men. So it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad when it's pretty bad when they can't even keep up with the people who are coming across the border. The great replacement's underway, and you better wake up and understand they're not messing around. They're not messing around. Another person who's not messing around is Trevor Noah. He's moving on now. So because he's down to, 343 million, 343,000 viewers, where he, Lep says, remember, vote Democrat, otherwise, you ain't black. Neither is Trevor Noah. No, I'm not going to go there. I know that's what they say about me. But Trevor Noah's leaving. He's not sticking around. When he took over for, I can't remember who it was, but, his late night shake up. Take care, Linda. His late night shakeup, they're losing viewers. They used to be 1.5 million views 7 years ago, down to 343,000. People are tired of wokeness. You see that wave that's growing, because it's not just in the political area. It's in every insipid area that they have spoiled our food, they have spoiled our fun, they spoiled our freedom because of wokeness. The red wave isn't just the political storm. The red wave is going to be, Red Dawn? Red Dawn? That people are going to wake up and start fighting? Now, many of you believe that, too many people are going to be too lax and they don't know what to do. They're just tired. They're frustrated. And I'm telling you that this is going to be a very interesting thing that's going to be taking place. I'm not sure if you're, amen, Jamie. She's the other half of Ain't You a Peach. You can catch them this weekend. Now, Lep, who's finally waking up, he will be on tomorrow, I believe, Rock'em Sock'em Saturdays, about, I believe it's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mojo 5 Radio. I believe you can catch with it. It's Mojo 5 Radio, but most definitely you can catch them on American Duck Radio, Rock'em Sock'em Saturdays, I believe. You can catch them 1 p.m. And then on Sunday at noon, you can catch, I believe, there's going to be a show for Ain't You a Peach with Jamie and Lep, and you can't go wrong. Check it out. But Jamie says, I vote for God. Amen. Amen, sister. Because the fact that all the crazy stuff happened around here that we can't control, he's got the remote control for that. He's got the remote control for the hurricanes, the rainstorms, the earthquakes, and all of it. He's got the red button. No pun intended. You're too funny, Lip. Oh, holy moly guacamole. But hey, Trevor Noah's gone. He's leaving. And CNN's hurting. CBS is hurting. A lot of these. And here's something that I think that would probably be different or unique for us to change, because of the fact that who was talking about this thing? Oh, when I was talking to Alan Chesser, who's running for the House in North Carolina, he was just talking about the whole idea of it's like the anti-vote. Like people are voting because they don't want, or they're voting against something rather than voting for something. Even as much as I'm thankful for Colin Kaepernick and the stunt that he pulled that's pulled my attention away from the NFL. I may check some scores here and there, and my Dolphins are no longer on a perfect season. They lost yesterday. I just saw that on the news. Again, I wasn't sitting there watching the game. But here it is. You're watching this thing, take place. I was so happy with what he did, and just you had me keep diverting my attention away from this. And I think that we need to be diverting our attention a lot away from a lot of the distractions that's keeping us from staying focused on accomplishing our dreams and our goals. I have so much I have to do with work. I have so much I have to do with home. There's just so much I have to catch up on. And I'm just praying that, all of us will wake up and be ready for understanding what's going on here. Lord help us. Lord help us. Just thank you for asking, Carrie. I mentioned earlier in the program, my dad, he's going to be in rehab, though. I don't like the rehab facility that he's going to because of the fact that the last time he was there, it wasn't a great experience for him. It wasn't a great experience. Some of these places aren't to be trusted. Some of these places are not to be trusted because of the fact that they're not about taking care of people. They're about taking care of their wallets because that's all they do. They're about taking care of their wallets, and it's not a good thing. And when you're driven by money more so than anything else, anything is possible. And I'm letting you know that a lot of these people too who keep thinking that they can do this, they're going to be on notice. Here's one that's really sad too, because this is some of the corruption that's going on right now. A lot of bad nursing homes in Florida, Carrie, a lot. So this is one that's really sad too, because of the fact that Jim Jordan's basically talking about the whole idea of, as more and more whistleblowers are coming forward. Isn't it interesting? When a whistleblower worked against Donald Trump, they were the best thing. The person who heard the conversation of Donald Trump sitting at a table in an open restaurant when he had his phone on speakerphone, or, he had his phone to his ear and he was talking to someone in Ukraine. We heard that stuff. When Omarosa comes up with an idea, she basically whistleblows that Donald Trump said the N-word in a private meeting. When all these whistleblowers come forward about what the Trump administration is doing, but when it comes through showing the corruption in law enforcement, all of a sudden this is a bad thing. Jim Jordan's talking about the whole idea is that the FBI is purging conservative staff agents they're retaliating against the whistleblowers, even though there is an anti-retaliation law I've got to review those things for work. My yearly training about there's no such thing, or retaliation is unacceptable. It cannot happen in the work environment. It's against the law. There are laws that protect you against your company retaliating against you because of doing the right thing. Staffers with conservative viewpoints are being basically purged. And, they said that there's a letter. He wrote a letter to the FBI Executive Assistant Director of Human Resources Branch, Jennifer Moore. In the letter, he highlights cases of alleged retaliation and demands she sit for an interview with the House Judiciary Committee and Republicans. Jordan accused the FBI of the purge by revoking security clearances and indefinitely suspending conservative employees. They think that they're getting away with this, right? But it's okay. You keep thinking that you're going to get away with this, and what's going to happen here is things are going to come back against you, and you're going to be in a position where you're going to lose. You're going to lose people left and right. Left and right, you're going to lose people left and right. Let's do this. Let's go to a break. And I'll talk to you beautiful people on the flip side.
In John 14:6, Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Now, a lot of Christians are going to, or quote-unquote Christians, are going to tell you that there are many ways to heaven. Sorry. The only means of getting to heaven is through God's grace, or by God's grace. There's nothing we can do. There are no good works that we can accomplish. There are no great deeds that we can do, because the moment that we say that we can do something good to get ourselves into heaven, or just be good people, into getting into God's heaven, where Jesus is the requirement, God's grace is the requirement, you're destined for hell. I'm sorry, there's just no other way to say it. Please, stop following the lies from the people in the world who have nothing to gain except your eternal damnation and misery. Hear the truth. The only means to heaven is through Jesus Christ. No other way. Accept him, please, before it's too late. Thank you. Are you tired of living from paycheck to paycheck? Are there more days at the end of the week and the end of the month than there's money in your bank account? Have you heard of a budget? Have you ever even heard of Dave Ramsey? Well, before we get into there, why don't we consider the 3 steps for financial freedom and remove you from the frustrations that are driving you up the wall right now? Start with prayer. That's the first step. Have a conversation with God, and he can get you on the right track to make sure that you're doing things the right way. The second step would be looking into Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. Great stories of people who were in the same position as you were and how I used to be in the past. And they can show you that it does work. His plan does work, but you have to change your mindset and how you look at money. And then the third step is looking into Financial Peace University. This is what you take after reading Total Money Makeover. Trust me, this plan works. And I assure you, you will be living a lot better than you ever could before when you get a budget. Look into it now. Triggering change, one heartbeat at a time. Battle for Freedom.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Watson Prenier from Battle for Freedom on Mojo Fiber Radio, as we get back into this discussion here with just taking about this red wave, the brewing storm. You know, as people, we're praying, praying for the people of Florida, pray for the people of South Carolina, as they're about to go through some serious devastation. Folks, I mean, this is where the rubber meets the road. Honestly, this is where the rubber meets the road. It's time for us to stop the fanfare of believing that we're this better group, this better party, and really start living like we're a better group and a better party. People are needing help. People are needing compassion. And if we don't stop the partisanship, if we don't stop the foolishness, because honestly, when God says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself, and right now we want to allow the politics to get away. Again, I'm sick, and when I heard Joe Pags the other day talking about the whole idea that people were saying that the hurricane hitting Florida, DeSantis deserved that. I'm sick and tired of us, even as the monkeypox thing was going out and they were talking about how it was affecting the gay community. If we took joy in talking about the whole idea that they were victims of their own doing, I don't take joy when I sit here talking about crime that happens in the black community that they continue to ignore. I'm like, listen, here it is. You guys keep ignoring this. I'm not taking joy that you're losing people left and right, and we shouldn't take joy when people of the LGBTQ XYPZNT community get sick because of the decisions that they make, and they die. That what separates us from the snobby, condescending people who got vaccinated and basically looked at the rest of us who didn't get vaccinated or couldn't get vaccinated for health reasons and for religious reasons and for just personal reasons. They looked down at us and people died. They celebrated when people were dying because they weren't vaccinated. What separates us from them? We saw how condescending they are. We see how evil they were. People wishing that the unvaxxed would die. Where's your humanity? Where is God in your life? That you would actually wish that the unvaccinated would die, and we're doing the same exact thing. I wish those people in that community would die. Let's see. This is See, I'm seeing you guys gonna make me do some homework here. Thinking if this was my morning passage, because so much has transpired since me posting this. So I need to verify. And confirm. Yeah, here it is. Yep. This is the passage. Hello, McFly. Matthew 5:43 through 45. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and he sends rain on the just and the unjust. So as we sit here taking celebration on the idea that we take celebration that something negative happens to the other side, God's actually questioning our humanity. See, I have to go back to what my buddy Tim says, is that Satan takes joy and pleasure when humans are hurt. Satan takes joy and pleasure when, whether we're hurt, whether we're killed, whether we're violated, trafficked, die of, overdoses, that there's sexual assaults, driven insane mentally from verbal and emotional abuse. Satan takes joy in that. Why? Because of the fact that we are made in the image of God. We're his image bearer, so that he takes joy in hurting us or seeing us be hurt. Hey, Lisa, thanks for joining. So he takes joy in that. And we keep thinking that it's okay, that God's going to be happy with this. Because now more mess is on the way in terms of them trying to further restrict us. So now they're saying, here you go. It's back in the language. As we're 6 to 7 weeks away from the election. Beware of the twindemic this winter. Dual COVID and flu outbreak expected to hit as influenza cases begin to rise in southern states. Influenza cases? I thought that the COVID wasn't an influenza. Or what is it? I don't know what it is. But here it is. It's back. Experts fear that both the common flu and COVID-19 will surge this winter, causing a twindemic. The twindemic is being felt in the South, with Texas reporting a quadrupling of cases in the past month. One expert says that the state has already reached peak level flu figures. Wasn't it back in 2020 that we had so little flu cases? But we can't say that because can't talk about that stuff because we're online and you can't have that discussion. Let me move on because of the fact that I'm just is the reason why I'm going to be excited to be back on full time. I mean, I'm leaving YouTube behind and going straight to I'll upload things to YouTube, but I'm going to live broadcast starting next week on Rumble because this is a joke. Let's move on to the next one. But it's still in the region of COVID. Have you seen this one yet? This one's a pretty interesting one here. Jab got your tongue? Pfizer COVID vaccine caused debilitating lesions that left 60-year-old woman unable to eat for months. Painful sores worsened after each dose she received and left her unable to eat. Doctors struggled to find the culprit for 9 months, during which she lost 17 pounds. The cause is believed to be Sjögren's syndrome, an autoimmune disorder. Oh, Curtis says, wait for the COVID, flu, and monkeypox combo. I don't know. It's weird because of the fact that it seems like this the one thing I haven't heard of in a while is monkeypox. We haven't heard anything about monkeypox in a very, very, very long time. And I'm just wondering what happened to monkey. Oh, wait, actually, there was something. Where did I say that? I shared it. I think I shared it with my wife and some friends about them finding some new. They're finding some new disease. Holy cow. Yeah. It was in a text message, and I'm trying to see if I can figure out exactly where this is. But what was this one here? Oh, well, there was the government. I told you about this. The government funded study that finds that childhood vaccines may raise the risk of asthma by a third. But experts say that the benefits still outweigh the risk. Here's my concern on this, and YouTube, whatever at this particular point, I don't care. But here's the thing about it is that experts are saying that the benefits outweigh the risks. So YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, any platform that basically removes people or bans people from sharing this information, can you be sued? Because that's what I want to know. Because as more and more information comes out about the jab, that comes out about the virus, that comes about elections and everything like that, as more and more evidence comes out, you know what? Can you be sued because of the fact that you're blocking people from having the discussions about what's going on here? You're treating discussions as though having a conversation is ruining lives. No one's handing out medicine. People are just asking questions. And this is the part that I'm saddened by this because of the fact that many of you keep thinking that you're on the right side. And what happens is when judgment comes upon you, the red wave is going to consume you. Not the red wave of politics, but the red wave of God's wrath. Undeniable, you would not escape this. You're playing partisanship with the truth. You're playing footsies with the left side. You're playing footsies with the manipulators and the true organizers of misinformation. And you think that you're going to escape? Many of you are Christians. You think that you're going to escape God's judgment? And many of you, that's the reason why you don't want Christianity in your life, because of the fact that you don't want the Bible to hold you accountable for the decisions that you're making right now. It's just really sad because of the fact that you guys keep thinking that you're standing on the right side of history, and what's going to happen here is the truth is going to be exposed, and you're going to lose tons and tons and tons of money. You're going to lose tons of money. Look at this. Facebook's value diminished so much. Facebook's value has diminished so much. And yeah, you're looking at me like, yeah, take your pathetic program anywhere else. That's perfectly fine. Thank you for the encouragement. I will do that. And as we sit here and we watch this, and we sit here and we watch that many of you tech giants who never thought it would be possible, you never thought it would be possible for you to lose at the level that you will, be prepared for the worst case scenario. It's very sad. But you keep thinking that you guys can play these dumb games and play footsies with the truth when you need to allow people to process whatever information that they're given. But you sit here following this mantra of equality and equity, and you're farthest completely removed from any right doing in this situation here. But people are going to be dying. People are going to be affected. They needed the option to know, hey, listen, this might be dangerous. Don't take this if you meet these areas. The number of people who have been showing that their loved ones have died, that the women who've experienced changes in their periods. Facebook gets rid of a group as they're sitting here talking about the idea that their menstrual cycles are being affected, but we can't talk about that stuff. Oh, censor them, censor them, censor them. I'm telling you, the wave to come is going to be just devastating. The NFL didn't think they were going to hit it, and this is the part for me more than anything else, because I think this is going to be me having to put my money where my mouth is, as well as the rest of us. We use these platforms believing that this is the only way that we can communicate the truth. Well, guess what? There's what is it? Truth Social, if you want to use that. There is Rumble, if you want to use that. There are a bunch of other different platforms that you can use that you don't have to be stuck with the top three of Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can walk away from these. We can walk away from all of them and really send the message, hey, no, we're not supporting you anymore. We're done. We're done. But I'm serious. See, here's the thing that's going to happen. I believe it's there's the sins of commission and the sins of omission. The sins of openly violating God's word, and then there's violating God's word by not sharing the truth, by omitting people the freedom to speak the truth. You're censoring is a sin of omission, where you're removing the avenue for truth to be communicated. That you're removing the avenue for discussion to happen. Yes, Tim, they claim to be Christians, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. They put themselves on this pedestal as though they are the bastions of truth and the right way, or the correct way, because they can't be aligned with the right, because everything right is wrong in this world. Yeah, this is just, help us, Lord, help us. Lord, help us. Yeah, Tim's on Rumble. Ain't Your Peach is on Rumble. The Daily Mojo's on Rumble. There's a whole bunch of shows I started watching. Yesterday, there are on news shows that I'm following on Rumble, because of the fact that it's time to put a lot of this foolishness away, take control back of our lives. I mean, it's going to be a bloodletting. The red wave, as people finally decide to say, you know what, Facebook, I'm done with you. Facebook, I'm done with you. Twitter, I'm done with you. YouTube, I'm done with you. Yeah, I think YouTube's logo is red, and it's going to be melting as they start losing people big time, hugely, hugely. Holy moly guacamole. Yeah, I'll be ready for this. Yeah, what was some of the yeah, there's a wide variety of shows that I'm following now on the Lead Brothers was one of the latest ones I added yesterday. Of course, Dave Ramsey, Cowboy Logic, and more. Folks, please send a message. We're tired of this. We're tired of this foolishness, and it's got to go. What's another one that I had here? Oh, this was a crazy one. I don't know why people don't learn. I don't know why people aren't learning from this. Amazon unveils, oh my goodness, will you wake up? Amazon unveils a device tracking your breathing while you're sleeping. Amazon wants to watch you sleep. The new $139 bedside gadget uses sensors and artificial intelligence to measure movements and breathing patterns to see if you got a good night's rest. It's the Halo Rise Sleep Tracker. The circular device sits at the bedside and monitors movement and breathing. This also allows to create feedback on how the users sleep each night. You remember when... See, we can't destroy Skynet if we keep Skynet connected. See, we got rid of we had, what is it, the Echo, the Google Voice, Google, all these other different things. Apple, Siri, all these different things are listening. All these different things. And even as I said that, I want to make sure that Siri didn't turn on my phone. So let me turn the volume down on both my phones and make sure that they're not going to let me make sure that the system isn't going to be recording. So I don't know if I can pick up anything even if I did put the speaker volume all the way down low. So I'm just going to turn that down right now and make certain I don't have I'm sorry if I turn the devices on listening in your house. Yeah. Wake up, folks. Wake up, because this is going to be straight gray. Carrie is hilarious. Carrie says, I don't need my house to be smarter than me. Yeah, I agree 100%. But why in the world are people deciding to put these dumb things in their house? Why are people putting these dumb things in their house? To listen to everything that's going on. You don't need this listening device. Let's move on to something a little bit crazier. Guess what? Biden's going to do a U-turn on student debt relief. The Department of Education, and this is after millions of lawsuit filings and public backlash over the backlash over huge costs to taxpayers. The Department of Education announced the change on Thursday. Biden administration announced plans to provide up to $20,000 in relief. Change affects the FFEL loans held by private banks but backed by the government. Loan program switched to direct lending in 2020 under the Obama administration. The new shift will reportedly affect 770,000 people who have student debt. 6 Republican states led in federal court seeking to stop the loan relief, and one apparent concern is that lenders may sue and claim harm. There has been a moratorium on federal student loan repayment since March of 2020. Oh my goodness, are you serious? No, she did not say that. No, she did not say that. Let's switch this over for a second here. Let's switch this over for a second here. She did not just say that. Let's go here, Jamie. Did you see the new show that will be based on Ring videos? Wow. You've got to be kidding me. I've got no words. I mean, seriously, as we sit here, and folks, let's get rid of Biden. Hiding Biden. Hiding Biden. Lord help us. We're in a lot of trouble. Oh, yeah, this is the one I wanted to do, actually. It's time to get real, and it's time to get ready. So I've done this once before, but I'm going to bring this up again because of the fact that the devastation that's taking a lot of people by storm right now in Florida, that's going to be hitting people in South Carolina. You've known it. The devastation has been around the country. And it's time for us. Ooh, there's one more. I can't believe I almost forgot about that one. Where is that one? Oh, that's the very top one on here. Is that the first one? Yes. Ooh, so there is one more. with respect to one news article before I get into civil defense manual. And this one is actually going to be on Judicial Watch. Yes, I forgot about this one. Judicial Watch covered new documents reveal COVID-19's vaccine studies were used by the HHS were conducted in China. As Judicial Watch is trying to get the information that's out there. So as we keep asking and probing and getting more information, I go back to my little rant earlier. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. As more and more information comes out that you can't hide it. Here's one of the things that I'm praying right now for you. Is you've done your best to squelch and hide and censor the truth. I'm praying that you come to know Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. I'm really praying for this because of the fact that if you perish in this world without a relationship with God through Jesus Christ, his atoning work on the cross, if you part this world thinking that you were a good enough person and you treated everyone with respect while you're censoring people, that's not respect. When you bought the leftist narrative that basically all things that don't go against what the fact checkers say is evil and it must be shut down. If you turn around and you support that, if you reject the truth, there will be accountability when you stand before God. I'm praying that you will find forgiveness through Jesus Christ. That he provides that path of restoration, reconciliation, and restoration back to God. Because if you don't, what's going to be? It's going to be very troubling. It's going to be very, very troubling. We told you this was here. We warned you that this was here. You didn't want to believe us that it's here. So you know what else is here? This very challenging thing. If you haven't gone to civildefensemanual.com, look up Civil Defense Manual by Jack Lawson. You need to do this right now because of the fact that while this prepares you for, it says how to prepare, protect your neighborhood from disaster, riot, and unrest. Well, the thing about it is it's just more than just that. I mean, how do you're protecting yourself against riot and unrest. And as you're sitting here planning these things, if you're going to hunker down in your home, have you even evaluated what your home looks like in the event a natural disaster would hit? I know that, it probably doesn't have the best curb appeal to have sandbags around your house. But if you're in a flood zone and you don't prepare yourself to actually deal with the flooding coming in, if you're not shoring up your house to protect your home from the dangers of the natural disasters, hello, that you're gonna be sitting in a lot of water and a lot of misery, and a lot of your things is going to be destroyed because you didn't take the steps to better prepare. I'm serious. Civil Defense Manual by Jack Lawson. You can't go wrong with this. Volumes 1 and 2, very, very, very good investments. I highly encourage you because it gets you thinking about what to do. We're watching society devolve. As it is, they have to put a 6 p.m. curfew in Fort Myers so that people won't loot the stores and businesses that were devastated because of the storm. And if this is what they're going to do in the aftermath of a hurricane, what happens when we lose power? What happens when we lose water and food and all that stuff? I think my wife who was telling me about this. She was telling me that there's some program out there basically saying, hey, do you have a garden? Why don't you register your garden with the government? Hey, listen, I don't have it yet, but even if I had a little plant in a styrofoam coffee cup, I'm not saying anything. Let me say that in correct English. I ain't saying anything because I know the government will come in and take my little coffee cup garden.
See, this is the reason why I saw pictures, people posting pictures of their garages, people posting things in their home. Oh, this is what my house looked like. Stop posting pictures of your home. I'm serious. Because there's going to be a red wave coming in to take everything that we have. Please. I was coming through North Carolina now. Pray for North Carolina, folks. Listen, folks, I'm your host, Watson, prename for Battle for Freedom on Mojo Fiber Radio. Brad Stacks and Daily Mojo's coming up next. But remember, I'm going to be on Rumble. Look for Battle for Freedom on Rumble and start following me next week. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. God bless. I'm out.